Alright. Today, I want to show you guys my teams and my tactics from 5 accounts. Yes, you heard that right, 5 accounts. If you guys were listening to that and you thought, 5? I thought you had 6 accounts. First of all, thank you for watching the video if you did. But second of all, the reason why is because the 6th one is my Indonesian account. Essentially, me playing Indonesian only players / players that can become Indonesian in the future. There's a whole nother kettle of fish. We'll talk about that later. But today we're not going to show you guys that because mainly I haven't really started. You know, I tried to do something, it didn't work, and I haven't even played a game. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys the teams and the accounts that I've actually played on. Starting off with the account that I think my tactic, I don't know why, but this tactic for me, now again, there is a few iffies if you guys, well, my friend tried it out and he didn't think it was that amazing, but this tactic to me was amazing. I was on the wrong account. This is the account that I'm very proud of the tactic. Now, this is not the actual account itself because I recently packed Kevin De Bruyne and Griezmann, so I wanted to try it out. Now, this was the team that I actually had. This team, in my opinion, was so good, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry, man. When you get De Bruyne and Griezmann, much less Griezmann because I just don't think he's going to be good for me. But when you get De Bruyne, I know he has 67 pace. Pace in the midfield, it doesn't really mean a lot as long as you have at least 50 pace. So, bro, I will probably going to be changing the tactic a bit and, you know, play De Bruyne. This was the team that I had though. I'll just change them, right, by like putting these players in. And I'll show you guys what it looks like as the tactic. This was a tactic. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that doesn't look that crazy. Ready? 3, 2, 1, bang. I know. So, this would have been the French Don. This would have been the huge German Don. His name, I think, is like Nmecha, and he's like 6'4". That is so good for the holding. And this would have been Dubois, Dubroits, whatever his name is, the French left winger. So, center mid / left winger. So, yeah. Now, you might be seeing here and you might be thinking, okay, this is crazy. What? Let me explain. So, Emre Can would have been playing CDM, but going into a center back as we attack. Vermaelen would be like the CDM / center mid. De Bruyne would be a second striker. Not De Bruyne, sorry. What's it called? The Matteo girl would be the central, the second striker or the shadow striker, whatever his that thing is, and that's amazing. But I kind of changed it to playmaker after that, which it's still amazing, right? Now, these 3 are the most important players. I'll talk about Chawinga and Dormoni, right? I'll talk about Chawinga and Dormoni. Amazing players, by the way. I'll talk about them later. But Frimpong, Dabrits, and Basha. Frimpong, Dabrits, and Basha. Probably the most important players in this tactic. Basha, on an island, on her own, not only was she competent defensively for some reason. I came up against Mbappe. I think he had Rodrigo on the right wing, and they could do nothing against Basha. They were targeting Basha, man. They were targeting Basha. Nothing could come behind Basha, even with Basha playing like that. And the reason for that is because of these 3 center backs here. Right, essentially center backs. When I get countered, if they attack the left wing, for example, so if they attack Basha, my Mukiel would go forward and cover Basha, whereas Gertrude and Klostermann will shift to the left and become a 2 center back. When they attack the right side, my Klostermann would move or bomb forward to cover Dabrits and Frimpong, and then Can and Mukiel would shift to the right and cover Klostermann. It's so crazy. I don't know how it's working, but it's working. Dabrits, however, is probably one of the most important thing, and the reason for that is because whereas Basha is good at going forward and backwards, I realized that Frimpong he didn't he goes forward, but he goes backwards and he loses a lot of stamina. And so because of that, I tried half wingers, and oh my days, they were amazing. The Brits didn't really move forward. She picks and chooses, and whenever a counter happens on the right side, he will cover it. It's amazing, man. This tactic, these three players are so important. It's crazy. And I was blessed to have a Frimpong untradeable, the Brits being very cheap, and Basha I got on a snipe for like 20k with Shadow, which is crazy. Now, we already talked about the wing backs, right? These two strikers, especially Chawinga, brother. When you first look at her, you might be thinking, oh wow, that's a very good card. And then you see the skill moves and weak foot, 2-star weak foot, and then you put off. Don't be put off, man. Honestly, do not be put off by this weak foot, because he is crazy. Now, I understand that you might be looking at that. Wait, surely that's not from Rivals. Yes, 14, no, sorry, not 14. I think 10 of the games I did not play on Rivals. But in that 10 games in squad battles, I only scored 20 goals. And so, I was able to score with Chawinga 18 games and in 38 goals in 18 games, bro. 38 goals in 18 games in Rivals. This account is crazy. However, I am going to change it though. This is the team that I will be changing to. Again, for Ederson to get full camp, I just change it. I'll just change him to a Brazilian manager. I tried my best to still have Dumorni and Chawinga, because again, I could easily just take out Chawinga and Dumorni and Basha for Griezmann, right? But honestly, man, these two players and Basha, bro, and Basha was so good. I just can't justify dropping them, and because of that, I can't play Griezmann. I'll just try Griezmann out on the bench. If he actually is amazing, then we'll do it. But this is essentially what the team is going to be. I don't know how it's going to look like in game, but yeah. Honestly, man, I kind of am a bit sad that I'm not going to be able to play like the previous tactic, because there's 3 strikers, right? We'll see how I'm going to navigate through these, but yeah. Can't really complain when you get the point. I'm sorry for the long first team. I promise the next few teams is just gonna be pretty quick fire. So yeah. Alright, so this is my second team, the team that you saw. This team is again amazing, and the reason I bought Frimpong was because of how good he was for me. And again, another attacking wingback plus. You will see a pattern here. Attacking wingbacks are one of the most important players in every single one of my tactics. This is a tactic that I use for this account. This tactic is not as crazy as the previous one. Ready? Bang. It's not as crazy, right? It's a standard 3-1-4-3 tactic, right? It's not that crazy, but it's still amazing, because what they don't tell you is that Camavinga actually dropped deep and make like a 2-man partnership with Tchouaméni, and Alex Garcia, instead of being like the CDM sentiment in the other tactic, right? This time he's the cam sort of player on this one. The one thing that I don't know is that it's this one, Darwin Núñez, right? Not him specifically, but it's this role. I've heard so many players, everyone talking how like they love the poacher tactic. I don't know. Like Núñez has both advanced forward and poacher. I don't feel like I like the poacher tactic, and I feel like advanced forward, at least for my playstyle, is so much better. Again, the two most important players in this tactic is the wingbacks. Carmona is amazing, same with Jeremy Frimpong. With this tactic, you are more defensively stable, but right, the attack is still amazing, bro. The attack is still crazy. So if you guys don't want to try the Frankenstein tactic that I had last account, this tactic, in my opinion, is pretty good. Now you guys will see ball playing defenders on pretty much every single of my tactic and on build up, and that's because of one thing. when you counter, when you lose the ball and the opponent counter, if you don't have ball playing defender build-up or stopper, your centre backs just go so far back that you'll be there like saying, oh, okay, he passed to someone that's offside. Wait, why is my centre back behind the striker alone? That happens so often, man. If you play ball playing defender build up, it still happens here and there, but it at least negates it. Again, almost all of my tactic is counter and high because of exactly that. If I don't have high on my players, on my defensive approach, my centre backs just sit so deep that when I get countered, I get exposed. I really do get exposed. Athena surprisingly is good, same with Gakpo. I understand like they both only have 85, 82 pace, but surprisingly as an inside forward, they are pretty good, man. This is our third account, and this account actually is one of the tactics that I kind of don't feel comfortable with. I don't feel like this is an amazing, well, I would say it's still a good tactic. It's just the attackers to me is too small. And the reason for that is 5 of my attackers are women. Brother, the amount of times I get body checked it's crazy. As you guys can tell, the first few accounts only took me like 18 games, 16 games to get 15 wins. This took me 20 games to get 15 wins, as you guys can see from the amount of games that I played, right? But again, look at the amount of goals scored in these tactics, man. Like, the tactics itself is amazing because I score so many goals for every single one of my players, right? Look at that. Pers got 16 goals. Diaby got 20 goals. Swanson got 15 goals. Dunn, who plays as the half winger, I'll show you guys later the tactic. 4 goals, 3 assists. Lavelle, oh my days, Lavelle is crazy. I'll show you guys, right? The reason why Lavelle is crazy is because of how I play the tactic. This is a crazy tactic. Now, as I changed Diaby from striker, and the reason for that is for a while I was rocking this instead. False 9 and then you there. But Diaby on a false 9 is, I don't know, I don't really like false 9 this year. So I instead decided, you know what? I'll play Diaby without anything because I think he's more suited to become a winger, and I'll play Swanson as the advanced forward. And it's been going well, right? Now, let us switch and show you guys how it looks like with the ball. Bang! It's so crazy. I don't know. Wait, no. Why is it on defense? Why is it on balance? This is how it looks like. There you go. That looks more better, right? As you guys can see, this tactic essentially have like a 4 block in the center of, well, the center. Striker, cam, centre mid, and centre back. Now, you guys might be wondering, like, you guys might see this and be like, what is this? Now, essentially, Lavelle is playing as the striker, especially when Diaby was on false 9. Lavelle was playing more as a striker and less as the cam, while Diaby was more playing as a cam. This time, however, instead of a 3-3-1-3 where Diaby is the cam and Lavelle is the striker, right? This is essentially just a 3-3-4. And on my days, 4 attackers is so good, and the reason why, in my opinion, is this works a ton, right? Is because Gusto and Dunn are midfielders, and because of that, they still are willing to defend. And so when I get countered, right? Bro, Gusto is nowhere to be seen, but I still have 3 of these players playing as a centre back, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm able to attack in every one of my tactic. I'm able to attack with 4, 5, 6 players. But when I get countered, the only position that is lacking, in my opinion, is the midfield. And even then, because I'm using half wingers and wing backs, they track back pretty quickly and they lock down the midfield. The only thing that I see is very effective this year is the through ball. So essentially what happens is the centre backs are pretty susceptible to a through ball, and that is because of the accelerations, right? The attackers have so much more acceleration than the defenders, so that what people usually do is they will wait for they would go to like around here, right? Around here, around Kante's position. So after the halfway line and before the penalty area. And they would wait there. As soon as the attackers make one simple move, like literally just one run inside, they just lob the ball through and the striker is through on goal. That happens quite often. The thing that helps me is the fact that most of my keepers play sweepy keeper, and they are pretty quick in one-on-ones. And so that's really one of the main ways I defend against counters. But again, I don't know, man. I just love my tactics. It's the fact that I'm able to attack with 6 players, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when I get countered, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 players back. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Now, I've only completed the upgrade reward reward upgrade, or whatever it's called, right? 15 wins on 3 accounts, and this is one of the accounts that I have not completed. I've won 5 games on this account, and this is the team that I'm essentially rocking with. And on my days, this is good. This is the opposite of the previous accounts. I feel like the tactic that I have is bad, but the players are good. I'll show you guys what I mean, right? This is the tactic that I'm rocking with, right? I completely forgot to make ball playing defenders on build up. I'll do that later. I'll do that now. This is what I would do. So this is the tactic, right? And it looks good, bro. It looks amazing. The problem is, right, I don't know what the problem is. This is one of the tactics where I genuinely thought this would be amazing. The problem with this tactic mainly is this here, is this center back and CDM and whatever. And the reason for that, I don't know why, having 2 CDMs this year, it's just not good, in my opinion. This might sound weird, but all those tactics where I only have Kante as the only midfield defense, or like and Mecha as the only midfield defense, and things like that. All those tactics where I only have 1 CDM is better, in my opinion, because when I have 2 CDMs like this, my center gets attacked. Like my center, like here, I don't know how to show you guys, because I can't really show you guys. But essentially, can you guys see the space between Kamavinga and Cuthbert? There is not just like a space in the tactic section. In the gameplay, you can clearly see the space between them, man. And in this tactic, whenever I get countered, oh my days, my midfield, even though I have 2 center defensive midfielders, is so much more open than all of my other tactics, which is just, I don't know, it's crazy, because like in theory having 2 CDMs is better than having 1 CDM, but for some reason the fact that you have 2 CDM makes you more susceptible to just a 1 through ball and you're gone, and you're dead. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. One player that I know for a fact I love, this girl, oh my days. Not only is she amazing, but she has the agility of a woman, but has the body of a man because of that 5'10". And so I'm literally just bulldozing past people, but also being able to dribble past them. Mayra Ramirez, try her, man, because she is amazing. Alright, this is the Liverpool account, and this is the account that I haven't really touched, because the first game I tried to play, I got disconnected because everyone got disconnected at that time. This is the team. Again, Salah is amazing as always, but you know, every one of the other players has no stats because EA freaking decided to discard, or to take down everyone except for Gravenberch, who I consistently play on Rush. So this is the account, and this account is probably the most different. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, bang. I don't know, man. I really don't know. And the only reason why I say I don't know is not because of how crazy this tactic is. it's because of Trent. Not because he's not good at like whatever, right? It's because of the fullback, man. I don't know. I can't. I genuinely can't make like head or tails on what to do with the fullback. It just feels weird to me. It really does. Honestly, they never are in a place where I can pass it to them, because as soon as I get the ball, I just want to attack. And when they defend, right? Because the position is at center mid, right? The wingers, the opponent wingers, right? The opposition wingers, they are like, I don't know how to show you, but like back to the right of Trent always, and they just like, I just get found out. Again, this is only one game, but even in that one game against a player that has like bronze players, I keep getting found out in that way. Now again, I've only played one game with this tactic, so maybe as I play further, right, I will find out that the fullback is actually amazing. But as of right now, I just don't like the fullback. And the only reason why I say that is, if I only played one game, I would have not cared. But I have only played one game with fullback plus that is Trent. But I've played fullback plus on other accounts, right? One of the accounts, I have one player that had a fullback, and I experimented for a few games, and it just didn't work. Udogi was one that changed to fullback defend, right? It just didn't work. I don't know. Fullback is weird to me. So if you guys know of a good fullback tactic, because this team essentially centers around Trent having to be good. Because if Trent is not good, I can't just play him attacking wingback, man. He just doesn't have the pace for that. So he has to play fullback. And so if anyone has a good tactic that has fullback plus, or like, that incorporates a fullback, please tell me down in comments down below. Because honestly, fullback is just weird to me. In the comments down below, tell me what you guys think of the tactics that I've shown you, or of the tactics that I run, of the plays that I run. Do you guys use Tel? Do you guys use Mayra Ramirez? Have you guys tried Chawinga and Domornay? However you call her. Have you guys tried the fullback? Tell me all of that down in the comments down below. Again, please tell me, inform me of a tactic that incorporates fullback, because I really need it for this account. But yeah, that's it for me. Tomorrow we will have a ton of rewards from rivals. 5 accounts to be exact. All of them will probably be Div 5, maybe some will be Div 4, we will see. But yeah, that's it for me. See you guys next time.